Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Definitely always ready to get into the weeds.
Well, today we're taking a look at this Capital One situation. It's been all over the news. Payday comes around, people are expecting their direct deposit, and dot boom, dot nothing.
Yeah, the CBS News article really paints a picture of just how widespread this problem is. Thousands of customers, imagine that.
Thousands. Can you even imagine the frustration? You're counting on that money, and suddenly it's just vanished. Bills to pay, groceries to buy, and your account's just sitting there empty.
Exactly. And this isn't some small, isolated incident. As of January 16th, we're talking over 2,000 customers reporting issues. And that's just based on reports to Down Detector.
Down Detect.
Yeah, it's a site that tracks outages and service disruptions, so, the actual number of people affected could be even higher.
Oh, wow. So this could be way bigger than we even realize. And what's Capital One saying about all of this?
Well, according to their statement, they're actively working with the vendor to resolve the issue and restore services. But that doesn't really tell us much, does it?
Actively working. What does that even mean? Are they frantically hitting refresh on their computers? What about a timeline? People need to know when they can expect their money.
Absolutely. And that lack of concrete information is exactly what's fueling the fire on social media. People are understandably stressed, and they're not getting the answers they need.
And speaking of social media, this CBS article actually quotes some of the customers affected. One person said, "This is ridiculous. I have rent due tomorrow, and I have no idea when my paycheck is coming."
Oof, yeah, that's rough. And another one said, "I've been on hold with Capital One for an hour. No one seems to know what's going on." It just highlights the very real impact this is having on people's lives.
It's easy to forget that behind all these technical terms and systems, there are real people whose lives are being disrupted. So, you mentioned earlier that Capital One is working with a vendor. What exactly does that mean in this context?
It's actually a key part of this whole story. See, most banks today rely heavily on third-party vendors for a lot of their operations.
Third-party vendors, so not directly Capital One employees.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
These are separate companies that specialize in specific aspects of banking, like processing transactions, verifying account information, even handling security protocols. It can be anything, really.
So why do banks even use these vendors in the first place? It seems like it just adds another layer of complication.
It makes sense from a business perspective, to be honest. These vendors often have cutting-edge technology and expertise that would be costly and time-consuming for banks to develop in-house. Plus, it allows banks to focus on their core competencies, like customer service and developing new financial products.
I see, so it's all about efficiency. But this Capital One outage shows us that there's a potential downside too.
Exactly. It's like a chain reaction.
Right.
When one of these vendors has a glitch or an outage, it can ripple through the entire system. And sometimes the bank itself might not even have direct control over fixing the problem.
Which leaves customers feeling powerless and frustrated.
Exactly. They're stuck in the middle. And this Capital One situation, it really underscores a broader trend we're seeing in banking. As we become more reliant on technology and these intricate networks, these kinds of outages, they might become more common.
That's a sobering thought. It makes you wonder, what can we do to protect ourselves? I mean, we all need to use banks, right?
Right, it's essential. And it's not about panicking, it's about being informed and proactive. Maybe start by looking into how your bank handles these vendor relationships. Do they have backup systems? What are their communication protocols during an outage?
Good questions. And maybe it's time we all rethink our reliance on a single institution. What about diversifying our funds across multiple banks, having a backup plan in case one system goes down?
Absolutely. Spreading the risk. And beyond that, it might be wise to keep some cash on hand for emergencies. Just in case ATMs are down or your card isn't working.
Those are all really good points. It's a digital world, but it's good to be prepared for when the digital world hits a snag.
Definitely. Being aware of these potential vulnerabilities is half the battle.
Well, there you have it, folks. Our deep dive into the Capital One outage and what it reveals about the complexities of modern banking. It's a good reminder to stay informed, be prepared, and maybe check your account balance just to be sure.
Yeah, can't hurt.
Until next time, everyone.